You know that feeling, right? That absolute buzz when a new idea just hits you
Oh, yeah. Pure energy.
and you just want to dive right in, start coding, start building, get it out there. It's like the default mode for so many
It
people.
really is. The excitement takes over.
What if that excitement, that immediate urge to build, actually sends you off course?
Mhm.
What if you end up spending months, maybe even years, making something,
Mm.
well, something people don't actually need or want? We've all seen it. It's tough.
It's incredibly common, unfortunately. A
Yeah.
lot of wasted effort.
So today we're really digging into something crucial, something that needs to happen before you even think about writing code: rigorous idea validation.
Hmm.
Think of this as maybe a way to save yourself a ton of time, money, and yeah, probably a fair bit of heartache too, by getting real feedback early. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is looking at the sources for this deep dive.
Mhm.
We're drawing on insights from, really seasoned company builders, founders.
Who've been there?
Exactly. And they offer this really strong counterpoint to that whole build it and they will come idea.
Right. Which sounds great, but
But often doesn't work out that way. These aren't just theories. These are like hard-won lessons from the startup trenches.
battle scars.
Pretty much. They're designed to help you avoid those common traps, like information overload or just heading in the wrong direction because you think you know best. It's about really understanding first.
Okay, so if we're fighting that urge to just start building immediately, what's the very first practical step these experienced folks suggest? What do the sources say we should do instead?
It's actually quite specific. The big first step they point to is customer conversations. Lots of them.
Okay, like how many are we talking?
Well, the advice points towards lining up something like 30 meetings.
30. Wow.
Yeah, 30 meetings with potential customers. Or, people who'd actually be using or buying your thing eventually. And the crucial part, this is before a single line of code is written.
Before coding. Got it.
And the goal isn't really to pitch your idea yet. It's more fundamental. It's about deeply understanding their problems, their struggles, their frustrations, maybe even anxieties they have in that area.
So you're looking for patterns.
Exactly. You're trying to find those common threads, the shared pain points, especially among the people who seem most affected by whatever problem you're exploring. Lloyd Tabb, founder of Looker, he put it really simply. He just said, call individual people. Start now. Do it often.
Simple advice, but hard to follow sometimes.
It is. And it's not just a few quick chats. Peter Kazanjian, for example, he apparently did 150 customer development interviews.
150.
Yeah. He spoke to a, quote, broad matrix of people at different size companies and in different positions, all to figure out what type of people felt the problem the most intensely.
That's serious dedication to understanding the problem first. But, it makes me think about how those conversations can go wrong. I know I've done this. You kind of lead the witness, right?
Totally. It's so easy to do.
You have your idea, and you subtly steer the conversation, or you ask questions that are just too abstract. I've definitely asked things like, wouldn't it be great if?
Exactly. And the sources really warn against that. They say, do not come into interviews with hypotheses or ask leading questions. It's super tempting. You want that validation, but it's counterproductive.
So how do you ask effectively then, if you can't lead them?
Well, the advice is all about truly open-ended questions, things that get them talking about their reality.
Okay, like what?
Kirkaru from Binti suggests questions like, if you had a really successful year next year, what would that mean for you?
Broad, focusing on their goal.
Right. Or what are the most frustrating and time-consuming parts of your role? See? It opens the door for them to talk about their pain points, unprompted by your solution.
Makes sense. And you mentioned avoiding abstraction.
Yeah, that's key too. Kirkaru says you have to roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty details. You need to have your customers walk you through what their workflow is and learn it to the degree that you develop deep empathy.
So you basically need to understand their job almost as well as they do.
Pretty much. Deep empathy. And another tactic from Moore is interesting. He suggests making founders compare and contrast. Ask things like, why this one? Why not that one?
Forcing a choice or a critique.
Exactly. It encourages actual criticism, honest feedback, not just polite nodding. And that feedback is gold.
Okay, so let's say you've done this. You've had dozens of really deep, non-leading conversations. You've gotten into the nitty-gritty. You're starting to see a real problem clearly. What's next? The sources talk about a shift away from the traditional MVP, right? This is where it gets really interesting. The MVT.
That's right, the minimum viable test, or MVT. It's a subtle but really important distinction from the minimum viable product, the MVP.
Which everyone talks about. Build the MVP.
Right. But the argument from these experienced builders is that jumping straight to an MVP often leads to overbuilding features and losing focus on the core insight.
You build too much too soon.
Exactly. An MVP often implies, a login system, a database, maybe basic UI, a whole functional slice, which might be way more than you need to test your core idea.
So the MBT is leaner?
Much leaner. Its whole purpose is to test an essential hypothesis that must be true for the company to succeed.
The make or break assumption.
Precisely. So you list your riskiest assumptions. Maybe it's, do people even care about solving this specific problem? Or can we actually deliver this technically? Or is the market big enough? Then you design the simplest possible test to isolate and validate a single primary assumption.
Just one at a time.
Ideally, yes, you test the atomic unit of your product first, that absolute smallest bit of value. If that core bit doesn't work or isn't wanted, the rest probably doesn't matter.
Okay, that makes sense. Less upfront investment to learn something critical.
Yeah. Karen Maroney from Facebook had a great quote on this. She said, "Launching is like the opening move in a chess game. It doesn't mean that much. It's about learning continuously, not one big reveal."
Can you give some examples of how this MVT approach looks in practice?
Sure. Location Labs, for instance. They apparently had a system where they took, on average, just 3 months to test a new product idea from concept to a beta launch.
3 months. That's fast.
Super fast. And the goal was clear: decide quickly whether to invest more or, importantly, kill it outright. That discipline saves huge amounts of resources on ideas that aren't panning out.
Ruthless but efficient.
Very. Or think about the founders of Merge. After doing all this deep customer validation we talked about, they launched out of stealth. But how? With a self-serve motion and a free tier to let the market come to them.
Low friction for users to try it.
Exactly. They made it super easy for people to just sign up and start using it without needing sales calls. And they quickly got like 1,000 signups. That validated their approach.
That ties into that whole mindset shift, doesn't it? Like that no company swag rule you mentioned.
Yeah, that's a good one. The idea being no company swag until the business has at least 250K of revenue or 250K users.
Ouch. No hoodies until you've proven something real?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The point is, until then, you don't get to feel the benefits of having started a company. You are nothing until you have customers who want your product. It's about staying laser-focused on validation, not the vanity metrics or perks.
That really drives the point home. Focus on the substance. So, okay, you're testing, you're validating. How do you actually talk about your product in these early stages? Our sources had something to say about functional benefits first, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is another key piece. The advice is that founders should emphasize the functional benefits of their product early on before moving to emotional benefits.
Functional before emotional. What does that mean practically?
It means describing what the product does, like in really clear, simple, bare-bones language. No marketing fluff yet, just it does X to solve Y problem.
Stripping it right back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ramanujam, who's a pricing expert, made a great point about this. He said something like, ask someone if they like a product, then ask them if they like it at a price point, say $20. The whole conversation changes.
Because price forces a real value judgment.
Right. It cuts through politeness and gets to the core. Is this function worth this cost? The danger otherwise is you overload your products with features customers don't want, or build services people don't actually care about.
You build stuff based on vague likes instead of real needs.
Precisely. Neha Kadakia from Ticketfly apparently learned this well. She realized that if you can't get the transaction to happen, the technology isn't going to solve it.
The core value exchange has to work first.
Yes. So before building complex tech, she would sometimes just send out a simple email to gauge interest, like testing, would you pay $5 to reserve a spot? That's pure functional benefit testing. Does this basic action provide enough value for someone to commit, even in a small way?
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener, who might be buzzing with a new idea right now?
Well, it really boils down to this. That crucial first phase isn't about dreaming big or writing elegant code. Not yet.
It's about something maybe less glamorous.
Maybe it's about deep listening, asking really precise questions, and then testing your most fundamental assumptions using the leanest possible tests, those MVTs.
And focusing on what it does first, the functional stuff, proving that core value.
Exactly. Nail that functional benefit before you worry about adding layers of emotion or extra features.
And it feels like these ideas aren't just for tech startups, are they?
Not at all. Think about any new project, any problem you're tackling at work, even in your community maybe. This whole approach, this scientific mindset, it applies anywhere.
Viewing setbacks as data.
Yeah, every failed test, it's not failure, it's just information.
Yeah.
Guides you closer to what will work. It's about iterating based on real feedback, not just sticking rigidly to your initial vision.
So here's a final thought to chew on. If your idea truly has legs, what's the absolute simplest atomic unit of value you could test, maybe even today?
And thinking about that test, how many real, honest conversations with potential users would designing that simple test unlock for you?